Hare Krishna devotees. So, welcome back to Shri Vrindavan Lila series. Today, we are going to discuss the killing of Aghasur pastime. As it is mentioned that Krishna's pastimes, even the pastimes which are like killing of demons, which are considered in Naimittik Leela, there are certain Leelas of Krishna which are Nitya Leela, which Krishna everyday performs in Golok Vrindavan. But when Krishna manifests his pastimes on Bhauma Vrindavan, he performs certain pastimes which are peculiar to the the earthly surroundings, and therefore we have the leelas like Brahma Vimohan Leela, we have the Kali Adaman Leela, killing of demons, Krishna going to Mathura. All these are Naimittic pastimes, but it is important to focus our attention also upon Naimittic pastimes because they purify our minds and make them ready to really appreciate the Nitya pastimes of Krishna. So let's start. Shukadev Goswami glorifies the fortune of all Brajvasis, saying that Itham Satam Brahma Sukhanubhutya Dasyam Gatanam Paradaivatena Maya Shritanam Nardarakena Sakam Vijaru Krutapunya Punja. Another variation is Sardham Vijaru Krutapunya Punja. This means what is the fortune of these young cowherd boys who went along with Krishna, the Parabrahman, to play with him, and that Krishna is not attainable even by Brahmagyanis because they can understand only, they can only have anubhuti of Krishna, but they cannot directly serve Krishna. And those who are Dasya Bhaktas, they can have anubhuti of Krishna, they can serve Krishna, but they cannot sport with Krishna. And what to speak of the karmis who have neither anubhuti nor service, nothing to speak about sporting with Krishna. So these Gopas could do all three and at the same time give Krishna a certain kind of pleasure which is greater than even the pleasure that is arising from Krishna's own self. So that's the glory of devotees. The Krishna's prema vashyata is greater than Krishna's atma ramata. Krishna being subdued by the love of devotees is the greater quality and more powerful quality, more beautiful, more attractive quality. Krishna is called Krishna because he is attractive, right? And his most attractive quality is not his Atma Ramata, that is self satisfied, but rather he is under the control of his devotees' desires. So we see Srila Sridhar Swami gives a very beautiful introduction to this Leela of killing of Aghasur. Previously, Krishna killed Bakasur, in which in his mouth Krishna went alone, and then he came out, he bifurcated his beaks, and now Sridhar Swami is commenting that it was not wonderful to alone enter the mouth of demon Baka. So, is it why Krishna decided to enter the mouth of Aga along with his friends to generate more wonder? It's a kind of rhetoric question where Sridhar Swami is explaining that, like in a humorous way, like Krishna went into Baka's mouth alone. So, is it why now, for a variation in pastime, does he want to enter Agha's mouth along with his coward friends? Then we get this verse, Itham Satam Brahma Sukhanubhutya. So Srila Prabhupada writes in purport to this verse that somehow or the other, whether one thinks of Krishna as an ordinary human child, as a source of Brahman effulgence, as an origin of Paramatma, or a supreme personality of Godhead, one should concentrate one's full attention upon the lotus feet of Krishna. So remember, Prabhupada is recommending, okay, whichever conception you have, better you concentrate your full attention upon Krishna's lotus feet. Srimad Bhagavatam is the easiest way of directly approaching Krishna. Diverting, and now the contrast, diverting even a little bit of one's attention towards Krishna and his activities in Krishna consciousness immediately enables one to achieve highest perfection of life. So very interesting. Just one line before he's saying, Prabhupada is recommending one should concentrate one's full attention upon Krishna's lotus feet. And next statement is saying diverting even a little bit of one's attention towards Krishna makes one's life successful. So first one is what the standard is expected from a sadhaka, that he needs to uh, focus his complete attention. But out of compassion, Krishna and his devotees are even offering that even little bit. If you cannot do that, then even a little bit of this can also make your life successful. So we can simply appreciate the compassion of our acharyas here. Then Srinath Chakravarti Thakur, he mentions Maya Shritanam Naradarakena. So there is a little play of words with Naradaraka. Naradaraka could means Nara means human, Daraka means child, human child. So just like he is appeared as Nanda Maharaja's child, Naradaraka, in human like pastimes, which is actually the original of all pastimes. so so these children are sporting with Krishna, who is Naradaraka. That means another meaning of Naradaraka means Nara means human, Dara means wife, Ka means one giver of happiness. Naradaraka means one who is the happiness personified of cowherd housewives or any woman in general. So Naradaraka. And another meaning is Maya Shritanam Naradarakena. Another meaning is given by Srinath Chakravarti Thakur, that Maya Ashritanam, that means those who are controllers of Maya, like Shiva and others. Uh, Krishna is their Naradaraka. Means Nara also means Naya, which also means proper conduct. So Krishna is destroying their proper conduct by making them mad after him. Like Lord Shiva is in his ecstasy of Krishna consciousness, not aware that he is not wearing anything, he's just dancing in ecstasy. So kind of destroying their proper conduct, or bewildering them by assuming forms like Mohini Murti and other forms. So bewildering even Lord Shiva and being there, Maya Shritanam Naradarakena means destroying their proper conduct. It's a glorification in a hidden way. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur says that just see their greatness. Like they are giving happiness to that Krishna who's sought after by Brahma Gyanis and Dasya Bhaktas, and these Gopas are giving pleasure to Krishna. And now, Krita Punya Punja, what pious credits did they amass to be able to play with Krishna like this? So Chakravarti Pad is explaining that this is a conventional statement. That means amassing pious credit is not a qualification to be able to serve Krishna in this way. Only bhakti leads to bhakti. Pious activities are not bhakti. Bhakti is transcendental. So only activities of bhakti can lead one to this fortune of serving Krishna face to face. And here we are talking about Nitya Siddha Parshadas. The Gopas are cowards and Nitya Siddhas. And thus their Prachin Punya is not the cause of their sporting with Krishna. Rather, Punya here should be taken as their acts for pleasing Krishna that control Krishna. That is a Punya. Not the Punya that we consider like digging wells and some social donations or anything. No, not those kinds of activities, but activities of direct Krishna consciousness. Because those activities can, digging well, etc., can give one swarga, but never the opportunity to directly serve Krishna. So, therefore, we see here that while Krishna is playing with the cowherds, the demon Aghasur arrives at this place, and and he happens to be the brother of Bakasur and Putana. So he is also wanting to revenge the death of his innocent brother and sister, and therefore he has come here. Jokes apart, he takes a form of a python to deceive all the cowherd boys. Thinks that once I swallow the cowherd boys, then Krishna will enter, and then I will swallow him also. So devatas, demigods are praying that when this Aghasura demon, this disturbance will be killed by Krishna. So it shows that simply drinking nectar one does not become immortal. Constantly thinking of Krishna's pastimes makes one immortal. So here Vishwanath Thakur also clarifies one point. One may question how come Vrindavan is the spiritual abode? How come demons can enter there? Because they are full of tamoguna. So the answer is Krishna and his cowherd friends, they are engrossed in their play. So Yogamaya Shakti is thinking that, Leela Shakti is thinking that if there is no stoppage of their play, when will they have their lunch? They will be hungry. So therefore, some break is required. And of course, these demons also need to be delivered. So therefore, Leela Shakti arranges that Antaryami or Paramatma inspires Aghasur to come there. Very nice explanation. Unless Yogamaya allows, uh, even a devotee cannot really see Vrindavan. Then what to speak of demon entering Vrindavan? So it is all Leela Shakti's arrangement for a reason. So all the gopas, they're seeing this big python, which whose mouth looks like a mountain cave, and they're confused whether it's a python or a mountain. So then they are saying that even if he may be a python, let us go in. Krishna will kill him just like he killed Baka in a moment. Krishna is within our sight. Why worry? Let us see what is inside. With this curiosity caused by childish restlessness, they went inside, clapping their hands to demonstrate their fearlessness and their bravery, or to drive away the serpent, if at all it were a serpent. And the cows went behind them with raised tails. So now Krishna is worried seeing his friends entering the mouth of Aghasur. He is desiring that they should not enter, but they are still entering. So, how is it? What about Krishna's Satya Sankalpada? That all his desires come true. So, how come this pastime happened against his desire? So, the answer is given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that yes, Krishna's all desires are fulfilled, but there are devotees' desires also. His devotees desired to enter his mouth and thought that if anything wrong happens, Krishna will protect us. So Krishna gives priority to devotee's desire over his own desire. So therefore, there is no fault here. And at the same time, Leela Shakti, who overcomes everything, is always awake. That means be assured that nothing inauspicious is going to happen to either Gopas or to Krishna. So Krishna himself became wonderstruck, thinking that these Gopas do not have prarabdha karma. Without that, Paramatma will not motivate them into doing this act. Because Paramatma being my portion, Krishna is thinking, cannot act unfavorable to me. Definitely, this is my Leela Shakti who wants to drown me in rasa of compassion. This is Leela Shakti who wants to drown Krishna in rasa of compassion. Therefore, even against Krishna's will, to fulfill the devotee's will. And she is arranging that Paramatma inspires this Aghasur to come there. And when all the Gopas go inside, they fall unconscious by the foul smell. And then Krishna is entering. So Krishna first kills this Aghasur and then revives all the cowherd friends. So all the Gopas and cows are unconscious. So Krishna is increasing his size. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur is answering, why is he increasing size? Why did he not occupy his neck without increasing size? Just like the same way he did with Trunavarta. Like he did not increase his size. He just held Trunavarta out of kind of fear of heights. And that how does a child do presses the shelter. So this Trunavarta's neck is tightly held by Krishna, and with that he died. Shakatasur, he did not extend his leg like Vaman Dev. He just like a child kicks his leg. So he kicked his leg, and Shakatasur was killed. And in Damodar Leela, he did not have to increase his size of his belly. It remained the same. At the same time, the any number of ropes could not bind him. But here he is increasing his size. Why is it so? So answer is, well, there was some devotee witnessing uh, the other alaukik pastimes. Hmm. uh, and therefore uh, this sweetness of his pastimes was experienced by Mother Yashoda and other cowherd boys at other times. But here there was no audience to witness his sweetness, and therefore he followed the common method of choking the neck by increasing his size. That means no audience, no show. So he did not display his sweetness of being the same size and choking the neck, but he increased his size. That is the explanation here. And then the life airs of Aghasur were choked, and his pranas, his soul, came out of his Brahmarandra, um, blasting off his Brahmarandra, and his effulgence came out, and that effulgence was seen by all to be merging in Krishna's body as demigods were watching. Uh, so Sridhar Swami explains that this effulgence is Shuddha Sattvamaya, that was there in the body of the serpent. Mm. Jiv Goswami explains, interesting, to make the liberation of even wicked fellow like Aghasur known to everyone, to be witnessed by everyone. By Krishna's energy, his effulgence was seen by all, although the soul is formless. The other dimensions. Formless because it is called as Chitkana, 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair. It's like a chit particle. So so one word here, Jiva Goswami using to describe soul to be formless. It may be little confusing, but based on what I've heard at other places, these are the possible reasons why the soul here is considered formless, because the soul does not have materially conceived form, and thus soul cannot be seen, uh, and therefore it is called as formless. Probably this is the reason, or the soul is so minute that it is considered formless, like 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair, which is because of its minuteness, it is called as formless, or because the soul, or this soul in particular of Aghasur's soul, by that time had not had spiritual form bestowed by Bhakti Shakti, or the Bhakti Devi, and therefore it had a vague spiritual existence which is known as Ashyaryavat Pashyati Kashidenam, Achintya, Aprameya, mm, and therefore it is called as formless, because it doesn't yet have the Vaikuntha Parshad form or the Vrindavan Parshad form, the spiritual body bestowed by Bhakti Devi. Therefore, it is called as formless. So these are the three scripturally possible, feasible, plausible explanations of why soul is being called formless here. It's a merger mystery. Merger mystery. This Agasur's soul merging into Krishna's form. Merger mystery. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur says, just like Parabrahma has Vyapak Mahajyoti Swarup, Jiva has a Jyoti Swarup. Parabrahma, Krishna's Parabrahma form has all expansive uh, Jyoti Swarup, compared to all expansive flame. And Jiva is going to be compared to localized flame. That is unseeable by material eyes, but by Krishna's desire, just like he makes his own form visible by people, he is making this Jyoti of Agasur's soul visible to people so that they could witness. So this Aghasuri obtained the Sarupya Mukti, means in Vaikuntha he'll receive four-handed servant of Vishnu Dut like form. Um, but not Sayujya. Mm. Not that he merged into Krishna's form. What was seen there was the effulgence of spiritual form, which was unseeable due to lot of effulgence. And is entering the body of Krishna. That means he already received the four-handed Vishnu Parshad form, it seems, and it was invisible because of the effulgence, and it was seen just like an effulgence merging into Krishna's body. Uh, it was just a conventional way of Savijya liberation, as in case of Shishupal and Dantavakra. That means it was not Sayujya, although temporarily it appeared to be. But when Krishna wound up his pastimes, Shishupal and Dantavakra reassumed their position as Jaya and Vijay and were dropped in Vaikuntha station before Krishna moved on to reach his destination, his abode, Golok Vrindavan. So this is nice, fine understanding given by our acharyas. Also, one question could be, how come Krishna gave liberation to Aghasur, who was so offensive towards children of Gokul? So answer is given by Chakravarti Pad. Krishna appeared among fallen souls like these, along with his compassion. So Krishna's compassion does not see right or wrong, but if but is fully independent. And that compassion is only aware of the fallen condition due to ignorance. So compassion doesn't find any fault with the soul. It finds fault with the mode of nature, which is called as ignorance, which is influencing the soul and making him behave like a haunted person. So soul is not Asura, but his Upadhi is Asura. And Upadhi is killed by Krishna because Krishna decided that I will destroy his sin by my touch. And now Krishna is showing compassion to his part and parcel soul. So there is no fault in that. Krishna is showing his compassion to his part and parcel. What's wrong in that? Upadhi was Asur. Upadhi was killed by Krishna. Okay, now the soul is pure. So Krishna is showing his affection. So Sri Vishwanath Thakur writes, if someone brings the deity form of Krishna even once, like Jagannath, like Madan Gopal, like Govinda Dev, in his mind, just once in the mind, he thinks of deity form of Krishna, then Krishna gives him Bhagavati Gati, as he gave to Khatwanga Maharaj and others. Then will he not give it to one inside whose body he himself entered? That is Aghasur. But somebody may say, but Khatwanga obtained him due to devotional service, bhakti. But Agha did not perform any devotional service due to his being pratikul. Bhakti can never be pratikul. And bhaktyaham ekayagaraya is a rule created by Krishna only. Yes, all you are saying is true, but that rule applies to other times. But when Krishna himself appears on this Bhauma Vrindavan, there is volcanic eruption of his Kripa Shakti. And anyone can attain him with a slight relationship with him. Kamam, Krodham, Bhayam, Sneham. He gives enemies also liberation due to his advent. So Krishna took his unfavorable his unfavorable Asura Deha to be favorable Bhakti. He took it, Krishna took it, because he has appeared with his compassion, special compassion, and therefore he is taking his unfavorable Asura Deha to be favorable Bhakti, considering it to be pastime place for his friends. Because when skeleton of this Agasur's body remained, which was used by cowherd friends later for their sports, and this Krishna took it to be Bhakti. So he gave him Sarupya and Vaikuntha, but not in his own Dham Vrindavan, because his Bhakti, if you want to call it Bhakti, or his service lacked that kind of speciality which would allow one to go to Vrindavan. So demons killed by Krishna can at best go to Vaikuntha, but not in Vrindavan, because to go to Vrindavan, one requires to follow in the footsteps of Brajvasis, but not any other way. So this is all our. This is the. These are some of the beautiful points which are our acharyas are mentioning about this Aghasur killing of Aghasur Lila, and which shows the great absorption of Parishit Maharaj, at the same time attentiveness. So after this, when Shukadeva Goswami says this incident was narrated, which Leela happened in Kaumar age, but narrated in Paugand age by cowherd boys to their their parents and others. So Parishit Maharaj says, wait. Why? What happened in 1 year in between? And then the Brahma Vimohan Leela, bewildering of Brahmaji, this pastime took place. And Shukadeva Goswami was happy to narrate this pastime, which also shows that one has to be not only absorbed in pastime, relishing it, at the same time attentive to details of the pastimes. Hare Krishna.